And that inverted bowl they call the sky, where under crawling cooped we live and die. Lift not your hands to it for help, for it as impotently moves as you or I.
The Interplanetary Podcast. The exploration of space for the benefit of all mankind. Your hosts here in London, Matthew Russell and Jamie Franklin.
That is beautiful. I'll tell you what, Matt, that was okay. See what I did there?
Oh wow, you've really hit the nail on the head.
Who was it?
Well, I'm sure all our listeners will recognise it as Omar Khayyam.
That is just beautiful.
Who was born on the 18th of May, 1048, and was a Persian mathematician, astronomer, and poet, as we've just heard.
That was quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, he introduced the Jalali calendar.
Okay.
Alongside other mathematicians from Nishapur. And the Jalali calendar was a true solar calendar. It has a unique 33-year intercalculation cycle.
Whoa.
Based on quadrennial and quinquennial leap years.
Easy for you to say.
25 years with 365 days and 8 leap years of 366 days.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It was in use in Greater Iran from the 11th to the 20th century. And in 1925, it was simplified to make it more modern.
Blimey. So it's that lasted a test of time, didn't it?
Yeah. With an error of one day accumulating over 5,000 years compared to the Gregorian 3,330 years.
Take that, Gregorian.
Moritz Cantor, whoever he is, considered the most perfect calendar ever devised.
Well, who's going to argue with Moritz Cantor? Not me, Matt.
No, and as you can hear from the original quote, even though his job really was astrology for the kind of local king, I guess, he didn't really give it much time. You know, he was a proper astronomer.
He really was.
His job was to make things like weather predictions and stuff like that based on astrology, but he wasn't very good at it, apparently.
Oh. Well,
but he was very good at coming up with calendars.
I'm tipping my cap.
It's his birthday on the 18th of May, which is the same as my brother's.
Well, Matt, talking of birthdays, I mean, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? This is a big hero of yours.
It is literally possibly my biggest hero, full stop.
May the 11th, 1918, Richard Feynman.
Brilliant.
I mean, what can you say about that man?
I mean, it's what you can't say about him is probably easier.
That's very true.
I mean, I wish he was more involved with space, actually. But obviously, his scientific and et cetera, breakthroughs aren't necessarily related to space. But one thing he did, was possibly his last contribution to public life, I guess, was the Rogers Commission that was set up after the Challenger disaster. And his most famous part of that is really him he came up with a way of demonstrating how the O-rings in the solid rocket boosters were faulty, and you know they were all denying it. So he just got the same material, G-clamped it up, put it in some cold water, and then pulled it out, and then showed the entire audience, including the television people. And no one knew that he was going to do it. He just did it, and showed that these O-rings didn't flex back to where they should have been once they were cold. And it's a genius. It actually does show what an amazing teacher he was, and that's why he's one of my heroes. Is he's one of those people that can clearly do, and as a result can clearly teach. And he was an absolute legend. What an ace person.
See, that's the thing, isn't it? You can be as intelligent as anybody, but if you've got no way of retaining and passing that knowledge on, it's useless.
Yeah.
And he was a master at it.
Yeah, not only that, he always believed in the truth. And in what has to be one of my favourite books, What Do You Care What Other People Think? A large chunk of it is talks about the NASA talks about NASA and how disappointed he was with the high-ranking managers who seemed to just did not get statistics. So the managers would say things like, "Oh yeah, there's only a 1 in 100,000 chance of catastrophic failure for the shuttle." Yet the engineers were all saying, "Well, it's kind of 1 in 200." And then he just realised, well, there's clearly a massive disconnect. And what made him angry, of course, is that the 1 in 100,000 chance was the thing that NASA used to recruit Krista McAuliffe, the teacher that ended up dying in the Challenger disaster. So, he was adamant that would go into the report, and he wouldn't sign off the report until he'd put in his appendix, which was basically this damning report on NASA. So he's definitely changed NASA. And out of that report comes one of my favourite quotes by him, which is this: "For a successful technology, reality must take precedence over public relations. For nature cannot be fooled."
Yeah, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and it's almost like you should live your life like that.
Absolutely, completely.
I mean,
agree.
we could probably end every single news article with that quote.
Yeah, I think we should start doing that.
Yeah. So,
well, I mean,
so what have we got? What have we got coming up in space news, Jamie?
Well, it's only SpaceX Block 5.
Yes.
8 years and 51 flights of developing the Falcon 9 rocket. SpaceX has taken all of the lessons it's learned into the Block 5 variant of the booster that flew its maiden voyage last Friday.
Yeah, so just after we released the last podcast, and we managed not to talk about this on the last podcast, which I thought was very restrained.
Yeah, very restrained.
Quite restrained of us. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, I think that this SpaceX Block 5 version is in some ways more important than the Falcon Heavy launch. It's massively important. So Musk said in a one of those big phone conferences, he commented about how crazy hard the Block 5 was to develop. But the whole idea is that it should be able to fly within 24 hours of flying before. He said they need to demonstrate it, but it looks like it can be done. And he noted that, of course, it's been since 2002, 16 years of extreme effort and many iterations of thousands of small but important development changes to get to where we think this is even possible. And then a big pause and went, crazy hard.
Oh dear, crazy hard. Yeah.
Crazy hard. Which was a bit, wasn't that your nickname at school?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like to brag, but you didn't mess with me.
The Jamie Gunn show.
Yeah, it's lethal. But I've calmed down in my old age, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. You're a bit more reasonable.
Exactly. I'm a scholar now, as you know.
Oh, absolutely. A gent and a scholar.
Yeah.
And a lover. So most of these little iterations and changes of recent times have been to increase the safety, because of course NASA's human rating requirements are quite extensive. So that's a lot of it's gone into making it, safe for human flight.
Yes.
So NASA already said that they need to see 7 flights. Never did find out why it's 7 flights. So if anyone out there knows why 7, why the number 7?
Why
7 flights of the why 7? Why 7 flights of the Block 5? But yeah, they want to see 7 flights of the Block 5 before they can sort of certify it as being human ready.
Interesting.
Yeah. So do you know what they changed? What's like the big things from full thrust up to Block 5? Do you know what the differences are?
No, tell me.
So they've got they've strengthened the octaweb. The octaweb is the sort of structure on the bottom of the first stage booster that holds the 9 Merlin engines in place, and they've strengthened that and given it better heat protection.
Aha. Okay.
So yeah, it's made from high grade titanium now. Rather than just some composite material they were using before.
It's my kind of element.
Yeah, and you'll notice, or the sharp-eyed of you would have noticed, that the actual whole booster looks really different because of that black interstage and the landing legs that have been painted with a new thermal protective paint. that doesn't require repainting. So that's what that was all about. So
Got it.
that's another little boost there. So it's upgraded its thrust as well. So 7,600 kilonewtons of thrust. Now, what I want to know from listeners out there, and this will go to my fact at the end of the programme. So,
here we go. Get your pencils out.
So if you listen to our space fact at the end of the programme, I want you to convert or tell me what the gigawatts of a Falcon 9 rocket are. What power does it output? Because I'm finding this incredible. This fact at the end is just amazing.
Matt, how many gigawatts was it in Back to the Future?
Ooh,
that
that's
Dr. Emmett Brown freaked out about?
That's another great question.
I don't know, but yeah, because someone, without watching the film or going to Google, someone let me know.
Excellent. So that's 2 questions for you.
There will be a test.
Wait till you hear the fact at the end and see if you can tell, in the same wording as Alexander Gerst, the famous European astronaut, see if you can come up with a similar fact for the Falcon 9.
There we go.
So how quickly can this Block 5 that's just flown and landed successfully, how quickly can it be relaunched? Musk, he says, ironically, we need to take it all apart to confirm it does not need to be taken apart. I think it's quite good. The first one isn't going to fly in 24 hours. It's obviously going to take a few months before but basically they're going to take it all apart and see if they're right about all their engineering and et cetera, and that it will be good to go straight away. I mean, literally, it's going to land. The landing legs should be able to pop up. They should sort of move it back to the launch pad, and it should be able to be good to go. Just like, as Musk keeps saying over and over again, like an aircraft.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
So hopefully he plans to do that in 2019, which I think is pretty incredible. And he reckons that some of the Block 5 rockets at that point, by the end of 2019, one of them at least will have flown 10 flights.
That's the year that we have to go to a SpaceX launch, Matt.
Yeah.
I think that's our year.
Yeah, 2019. We'll meet all the other podcasters for a drink.
Yes, I'd like that.
And have like an Uber podcast.
By the way, Matt, talking of other podcasts, we must mention, if you don't follow us on Instagram, what are you doing?
Duh.
Secondly, check out the Off Nominal podcast, because lovely Jake, whilst Anthony was away, decided to give us a buzz, didn't he, Matt? And we were on the show.
We were on the show, had a little chat.
So please go and have a little listen to that.
Absolutely.
It was most fun. So thank you, Jake.
It was most fun, Jake,
for hosting us.
Jake came up with some very interesting points that
really did.
I really. Do you know what's great when you're in the moment of doing a podcast, you sometimes don't take that stuff in, and when you re-listen to it, you go, "Oh wow, yeah."
I re-listened to it, and I need to download that thing tonight. What's it? The Eyes on the Earth, was it?
Oh yeah, Eyes on the Earth.
Or was it Eyes on the Skies? I can't remember. But
no, Eyes on the Solar System.
JPL,
Eyes on the Solar System.
Yes, Eyes on the Solar System.
JPL's Eyes on the Solar System.
So if you haven't heard about that, Google it, download the software. I'm going to get involved and report back.
They reckon they want to build 30 to 50 Block 5 rockets. So that's going to fly about 300 missions. 300 to 500 missions, presumably, if they're going to fly 10 each. That's
not bad ROI, is it, Matt?
No. Like if it's 500 missions, that it's going to get a lot of money back, isn't it? And then he's going to develop the big Falcon rocket in the meantime. So actually, we should look at the SpaceX if it reduces costs, whether they're going to pass that reduction in cost on straight away, or they're going to plough it into big Falcon rocket. So, according to Musk, the first stage accounts for 60% of the cost of a rocket. So they're getting that one back. They really, really want to try and get this upper stage back as well. So they're really looking into that. So that should be interesting development. That's 20% of a rocket cost. 10% is the fairings, and obviously they're desperately trying to recover fairings, and they're making progress on that. And then fuel costs are between $300,000 and $500,000, according to Musk. So That's about it, really. So all the other costs are these kind of overheads, and of course the development of the Falcon family of rockets in the first place. So he's going to put, I'd imagine, the price isn't going to drop down to $6.2 million, for example. It's currently at $62 million for a launch on Falcon 9. There's no way it's going to go down to 10% of that. So I
Wouldn't have thought so.
But he may be able to get the price down to him, his landed cost, if you excuse the pun, down to something like that. And then he can plough all that money into, big Falcon rocket and, of course, his Starlink internet satellite program.
Ah, of course. God damn, it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. So not only that, not only have we just seen a Falcon Block 5, in this week we're going to see 2 Falcon 9 launches, Falcon 9 full thrust from Vandenberg and Cape Canaveral.
Get your popcorn.
It's a classic case of bashing them out.
It is.
So the first Falcon 9 launch is going to be for the Iridium Next, but also hitching a ride with that Iridium satellite is going to be a German space agency, the DLR, not to be confused with the Docklands Light Railway.
Yes.
The Grace FO, which I think is one of those laser-style satellites we were talking with.
I think it is.
On the off-nominal. Yeah, so that's gonna go up. That's going to go up on the 22nd of May or thereabouts. Good weather, etc. And straight after that, on the 24th of May, from Cape Canaveral, is going to be SES-12, a satellite.
Glory.
Yeah, communication
One of my
satellite.
favourites.
Yes. So let's move on from Musk. Drink. And talk about more American space news. I thought this is worth a mention. So those CubeSats that we were talking about, the Marco ones, the CubeSats that have gone into deep space, the first CubeSats to go into deep space.
How far have they got?
They've got 1 million kilometres from Earth.
Jesus.
And do you know what they did when they got there?
Had a drink.
They did have a drink. They had a drink, and then that was it, and that's the end of the story. No,
that's it. Done.
No. They took a photo. They took a photo.
Wow.
Of the Earth and the Moon. So that it was an engineering photo to show that the spacecraft's high gain antenna had properly unfolded. They did it in such a way that it captured Earth and the Moon as tiny little specks.
Where can people see that photo, Matt?
I'd just go to NASA and type in Marco B, because it was Marco B that took it, which the team call Wally, which I think is quite funny. And that the team, tell you what's quite funny about the Marco team, they all wear polo jumpers called Marco Polos.
Good. I see what they've done.
They're all having fun in that office.
They are having fun.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
There's space geeks having fun.
Space geeks having fun. Tomfoolery having fun.
Space geeks having fun.
I'll work on
Space
that.
Geeks having fun. Yeah, I think that song's got a bit of got legs.
Firstly, they slap a bum. Space geeks having fun.
They're having fun.
Something like that.
Yeah, I like it. Maybe not bum.
Maybe not the bum bit. It goes down a weird route.
Well, it could lead to people getting sacked at work.
Hey, Matt, you know what I want to talk about?
No, not until you tell me.
Well, I want to talk about India's GSAT 11.
So what's the latest in GSAT 11 world?
Well, hashtag retested and ready. The heaviest ever Indian craft was returned to India for further testing with a focus on its electrical systems after an expensive in-orbit failure on 29th of March by a predecessor, GSAT 6A. The GSAT 11 carries 40 transponders. Discussions will start with Arianespace for a suitable launch date. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that was quick. So they've taken that GSAT 11 back, tested it, and now they're going to send it back to the jungle to be flown on with Arianespace. So yeah, that's quite interesting. It must be quite expensive to ship something like that sort of size around the world just for...
You would have thought so.
A quick electrical test. You would have thought they could have just phoned up a local electrician and said, can you stick your fluke meter in there, mate.
Sounds rude. Yeah, that's definitely worth more than a first-class stamp, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So the ISRO, according to Sivan, are working simultaneously on the GSAT 29, and that's due to be launched in June or July. So they better hurry up and get GSAT 11 up. I'll tell you what else the Indian Space Agency have been up to.
Go on.
Green propellant, an environmentally friendly version of hydrazine. Yeah.
Ah, yes, I read about this. How's that all going?
Well, I think they're doing really well. So it's the thing about hydrazine is it's pretty nasty stuff. It's carcinogenic and very, very toxic. So it's not exactly a nice fuel. But it's unfortunately it's unbelievably energy dense. So it's been very, very popular for the space industry.
No doubt.
But it's obviously manufacturing it, storing it, handling it, transporting it is all pretty grim.
Right, the theme tune.
So this has all been, hopefully they've managed to formulate this new type of fuel called hydroxyl ammonium nitrate.
Boom.
Han.
I'm loving India at the moment. I think they're smashing it.
Yeah, they did have a fire. They did have a fire recently, but apparently no spacecraft were damaged. Some fire at the Ahmedabad, Gujarat facility, Space Applications Centre.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad nothing was too hurt.
No. So, do you want to hear what the Chinese are up to?
Let's do China.
Okay, so China, Long March 4C is going up this week, and it will be carrying a really important relay satellite for the Chang'e 4 mission that David Baker was talking to me a few weeks ago, that goes to the far side of the moon. Not the dark side of the moon, the far side of the moon.
The far side, yes.
The radio dark side of the moon, we could call it. Yeah, so that's going up. So that's obviously a very important part of that mission. So I think that's going to an Earth-Moon Lagrange point, the L2, my favourite of the Lagrange points.
Yes, you love that, don't you?
And it's in a halo orbit of some description there as a communications satellite for that Chang'e 4 launch. So that's going to be very exciting when that happens. One thing that finished this week was the Chinese analogue of a moon landing mission. So it's been called Yigong 365, and Yigong 1, or Lunar Palace 1, is basically a sort of great big spacecraft simulator. 8 students have been taking it in turns in the Lunar Palace 1 for a total of 370 days. And the last group left the sealed cabin this week after spending 110 days consecutively sealed in the lab. And it's designed to simulate a spacecraft in outer space.
I want to go.
The pictures of inside are absolutely amazing, because you imagine how much stuff you need inside to keep 8 people alive for 110 days. Nothing's coming from the outside world. And the sneaky thing is, as I said that they were up for 370 days. Well, they added an extra 5 days on at the end as a sort of pretending that there'd been a delay in returning to Earth and see how they could cope with it.
Matt, can we get a go on this?
I think we should. I think we should fly over to China and see if we can become experimented on.
I mean, if anyone's got knowledge of spaceflight, it isn't us, but I'd love a go.
Yeah, we'd come out having a great deal more knowledge, wouldn't we?
God, would we ever?
And we'd have 110 days off doing the podcast.
Or, Matt, maybe we just live stream it.
In fact, maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should take a 110-day holiday and lock ourselves in a storage container and do the podcast as though we're pretending to do it on a spacecraft.
God, that'd be a hell of a social experiment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon that you'd have a mental breakdown after about 4 hours.
Yeah, one of us would die.
Oh God!
You'd be in the corner trying to grow your crops. And I'd be in the corner trying to bioferment our waste.
I know, it's a savage look.
Okie dokie. So what's been happening in Europe? Our own little continent.
It's bloody Brexit, Matt. It's depressing.
Yeah, so that Brexit row that we mentioned, of course, on our podcast and on Off Nominal.
Yes.
It's escalating. It's escalating, this Galileo row.
It is.
The British Space Agency wrote to 13 firms to remind them that they need security authorization to engage in any future contracts on the sat-nav system. Basically, the UK government saying, okay, if you're going to stop us from using the Galileo system, then we just won't allow our technical expertise to help out building it, which would be a massive blow to the Galileo system because it is a lot of British companies and a lot of British expertise that are building these things. Yeah. For example, Surrey Satellites have built the navigation payload on every single one of the operational Galileo satellites. Yeah,
they've basically turned around and said, look, if we need to make our own one, then no problem, we can do it. You just say. So it's like we're on hold to do our own thing. It's just so stubborn, isn't it?
You can boot us out, but if you boot us out, then it's going to really delay your system, and we'll just go and build our own.
Tit for tat, as they say, Matt.
I think this is actually going to get resolved.
I hope so.
This Brexit thing is so boring.
Dull, isn't it?
I almost feel like I've accidentally annoyed our listeners by talking about Brexit because I'm just bored of it. I just wish it was. Yeah. I wish somehow I could zip into 5 years in the future and have it over and done with.
Should we never mention it again?
It's not just Surrey Satellites, but Airbus and CGI, which was formerly called Logica.
Oh yes,
and it's working on it's not the actual sat nav thing that they're worried about. It's the PRS, the Public Regulated Service.
Yes.
That they're being denied access to. Talking of Galileo, the next two satellites to go up have arrived in the jungle at Kourou in French Guiana.
Beautiful.
To be launched in July. So they're there. And let's hope that Britain can still, access them.
Here's to hoping.
Yeah, well, do you remember our podcast number 70?
Do I ever?
11 podcasts ago. We talked a lot about the Planck telescope.
Yes.
The team of ESA's Planck telescope have been honoured with this year's 2018 Gruber Cosmology Prize.
God, that's a hell of a prize.
That is, so just to remind you, other winners include Rainer Weiss and Kip Thorne and Ronald Drever of the LIGO team for their detection of the collision of black holes. I mean, how cool is that? And last year's winner was Sandra M. Faber for a body of work that has helped establish many of the foundational principles underlying the modern understanding of the universe on its largest scales. But this year's winner, and very, very, very pleased to say, it's ESA's Planck telescope team. Well done.
Congratulations.
So do you know who else has entered into joining the space race this month?
I do, and this excites me greatly. It's Rwanda.
Yeah.
Join the Space Club.
They're in.
That is ace, isn't it? Rwanda. University of Tokyo has signed an agreement with Rwanda to help it build a small satellite and train its future engineers. This is great stuff, Matt, isn't it?
That was signed on the 9th of May in Rwanda's capital, which is what?
Kigali.
Yeah.
You didn't think I knew that, did you? Tried to catch me out again, didn't you?
No, it's the kind of place where you've been, being that you're the most jet-setty person I know.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. Well, I haven't been there. I'd love to go. I think I might have flown over it, but that doesn't count. Matt, no, can we go?
No,
should we go?
Yeah, let's do a world trip.
I think we should.
And high five all the interplanetary podcast listeners.
Matt, maybe on our 100th podcast, which is fast approaching.
It is fast approaching. We're only 19 away, aren't we?
Maybe we should do some Phileas Fogg action.
Do you think we can do it 80 days around the world? I could do it.
Yeah.
We could combine it with our moon analog.
Yes.
And basically go round the world in a sea container and not be allowed out and doing it in 80 days and see what we look like when we come out the other end.
I'm excited. Let's make it happen.
The space fact.
Here we go.
Alexander Gerst, the European astronaut, did a very camp photo of himself standing at the business end of a Soyuz rocket, presumably the one that's going to carry him up to the International Space Station soon. And it's a hilarious pose that he's pulling. And
it's very Franklin-esque, isn't it?
It is very Franklin-esque. I was going to say that, but I didn't want to offend you.
No, not offended at all.
He did. I noticed that Thomas Pasquet took the mickey out of him on Twitter, and that's why I kind of saw this post, which I thought was quite funny. But anyway, it goes like this. Riding a rocket to space actually uses up less fuel than a transatlantic passenger flight. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Didn't know that.
Our Soyuz carries 77 tons of kerosene, and the rest is oxygen. The trick is to burn it quickly. These engines spit out 20 gigawatts. That's equivalent to 10 large nuclear power stations for 2 minutes.
Jeez Louise.
10 large nuclear power stations, the power of the back business end of a Soyuz.
The power of the business end
guides the soul.
What a tune that is, Matt?
Yeah, that is a tune. That is a beautiful tune. My question is, because I thought it was going to be really easy to convert, because when you look up the power of rockets, it's rockets are always given in thrust rather than gigawatts. So it kind of makes sense because they're just different types of engines. But how do you convert from one to the other? It's not a straightforward conversion. But obviously someone's done it for this particular Soyuz. That they're saying that the engines are spitting out 20 gigawatts. So I want a reader to write in and show me how they do it for Falcon 9 Block 5. And see what the gigawatts that one is, so we can see how many large nuclear power stations that one's burning up.
Oh, that is some homework. I think someone's going to get it. If I know our listeners...
And I'm thinking, mate, this Alexander Gerst post, is it indeed correct? Does it spit out 20 gigawatts every second, or is that 20 gigawatts over the 2 minutes? That's what I want to find out. And how did they work it out? Was it from the burning of the kerosene, or was it from the actual velocity of the rocket?
Well, answers on a postcard.
Answers on a postcard now. Send it in.
Do it.
So that's it, listeners. No interview this week. We're just gonna go naked.
Just
we
us.
haven't done a naked pod.
Nah,
we haven't done a naked podcast for a while.
Keeping it cash.
And if you want to hear us in conversation, go back to the Off Nominal podcast that Jake invited us on at the weekend.
Absolutely.
But we do have some awesome interviews coming up.
We do. So stay posted, yeah?
I did notice one last thing that I just wanted to say was that there's an interplanetary broadcast coin cryptocurrency, Jamie.
What?
Do you want to get into it?
Well, surely we own the rights.
Well, I would have thought so. And the coin logo looks very similar to ours. It seems to be for people making content for videos.
They're going to be hearing from my lawyers. And by my lawyers, I mean my mum.
Is your mum a lawyer?
Oh, she can talk like one.
Let's not do the old Patreon.
Subscribe, iTunes, 5-star. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that. Shall we just say goodbye?
Let's just say bye.
Bye-bye, podcasts. I hope you enjoyed this quick little jaunt into this week's space.
Keep looking up. Goodbye.
Au revoir.